The choice you never wanted. What would you do? Hook. It's a quiet evening, the kind where nothing ever happens. You're driving alone on an old country road, thick fog rolling across the fields, when suddenly, your car stalls, dead. You try the ignition, but nothing works. Your phone has no signal. In the distance, through the haze, you see a dim light flickering from a house you hadn't noticed before. It's an old, worn-down mansion, its windows dark, except for that one faint light in the attic. You have two options. Stay in the safety of your car and wait, or walk to the house for help. The night feels heavier with each passing second. What would you do? You grab your flashlight, step out of the car, and head toward the house. The wind picks up, and you swear you hear footsteps behind you, but when you turn, no one's there. The mansion looms over you as you reach the door, which creaks open on its own as if inviting you in. The setup. Inside, the house smells of old wood and dampness. You step in and the door slams shut behind you, locking itself. No going back now. The house is eerily quiet, except for the sound of faint footsteps upstairs. Hello? You call, but no answer. You shine your flashlight down the long hallway, lined with faded portraits of people you don't recognize. Their eyes seem to follow you. You notice two paths in front of you. One, a staircase leading up to where the light is flickering in the attic. Two, a basement door at the end of the hall slightly ajar with a faint sound of whispering coming from below. You have to make a decision. Do you head upstairs, or do you investigate the basement? Attic path. If you choose to climb the stairs, each step creaks louder than the last. The air gets colder the higher you go, and by the time you reach the attic door, your breath is visible in the dim light. You push the door open, and inside you see a single candle burning on a small table. But the room is otherwise empty, except for a large covered mirror leaning against the wall. The whispers grow louder, and suddenly the candle flickers out, plunging the room into darkness. The only source of light now is from your flashlight. But before you can react, the mirror's covering falls to the ground, revealing a reflection that doesn't match your movements. In the reflection, you see someone standing behind you, a figure cloaked in shadow, watching you. Basement path. If you choose the basement, the air becomes damp and musty as you descend the old stone stairs. The whispering gets louder, and you realize it's not just one voice, but many, overlapping in a language you can't understand. As you reach the bottom, the flashlight flickers, casting strange shadows on the stone walls. In the corner of the room, you see an old trunk with chains around it, but the lock is broken. Do you open it? Just as you're about to lift the lid, the basement door slams shut, and you hear the unmistakable sound of someone running down the stairs toward you. You freeze, not knowing whether to hide, confront whatever's coming, or open the trunk and hope for an escape. The decision. The tension builds as you realize that no matter which path you chose, the house is not what it seems. It feels alive, watching your every move, testing you. The whispers grow louder, and the cold presence you felt earlier seems to close in on you. Time is running out. If you're in the attic, the figure behind you steps closer, its breath cold against your neck. Do you turn to face it, or do you smash the mirror, hoping to break whatever curse is holding you here? If you're in the basement, the footsteps are getting louder. You can hear them coming. Do you open the trunk, hide behind it, or rush up the stairs, risking whatever lies ahead? Your heart races. You're out of time and you have to act fast. The twist. Regardless of your choice, you're thrust deeper into the house's terrifying grip. The attic mirror shatters, but instead of setting you free, the shards float in the air, reflecting images of your worst fears. If you ran from the figure, it's still following you, closer with every step. The attic feels like it's shrinking, the walls closing in. In the basement, if you open the trunk, you find it's empty, except for a single handwritten note. You were never alone. Before you can react, the door flies open, revealing a silhouette at the top of the stairs. But it's not human. It's something much older and far more dangerous. Suddenly, the house begins to change. The walls shift, the floor creaks, and doors appear where there were none before. You now face 3 final choices. 1. Stay and confront the entity. Maybe facing your fears head-on will break the house's curse. 2. Find a hidden exit. You notice a strange outline in the wall, as if there's a hidden door. Could this be your way out? 3. Give in to the house's power. What if the only way to survive is to surrender? Conclusion: what would you do? The house is playing with your mind. You feel the walls pressing in, the voices growing louder. Time is running out, and your decision could mean the difference between freedom and being trapped in the house forever. So what would you do? Would you confront the evil, try to escape, or give in to the growing terror that surrounds you? Share your choice in the comments below, but remember, not all choices are as simple as they seem, and some doors are better left unopened. This eerie, suspenseful story takes you on a terrifying journey where every decision you make matters. What would you do in this haunted house? Choose carefully because the house isn't done with you yet.